my gorgeous plant people. Welcome back to Reading Mindfully. My name is Yana, and today I am doing my June favorites, so let's just jump right into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the video. So like I said, I'm doing my June favorites, and this video is a little bit late, but I'm still gonna do it. And so some of these plants that I chose this for June are more my ride or die plants, the plants that I don't have to worry about. And so the first plant that I have chosen for my June favorite is my Aglaonema Calypso. And the reason why I chose this plant is because it's a nice full plant. I believe this plant is either a 10 or a 12-inch pot. I will have to go ahead and insert a picture of this plant because it is just too big for me to just keep lifting and bringing all over the place. But this plant is absolutely gorgeous. I never see this plant anywhere when I go out plant shopping. The only time I've ever seen it was in my nursery where I got it from. I got it from the Old Country Gardens here in Delaware. And then after that, I went on Instagram and I saw a couple people had posted a picture of it. But other than that, I have never seen this plant. I love this plant for the speckling that is on the leaves. It has these beautiful green leaves with lime green speckling, even some lime in the veining of the plant. It also has this very pretty kind of spotted leopard kind of stalk. And so I will go ahead, like I said, and show you a picture of this plant. It is the most gorgeous Aglaonema that I have in my collection, and I hope that I have it around for a really long time. The second plant that I want to choose for my June favorites is a plant that is more recent to my collection. It is the Calathea Borchevich, and this plant has just been doing so well for me. This is known, or other people have said that this plant is more particular or harder to grow. But I found this plant has been very easy care for me. I love the velvetyness of the leaves. It's just so velvety and smooth. And then as well as that eggplant backing on the leaves. The only thing with this plant is that you do have to keep up on the watering to make sure that it doesn't dry out. This one in particular I had gotten and I had ordered it during the cold months, and it has taken a longer time to bounce back. But you can see it is putting out a new stalk. You see that? So these plants do have the ability to bounce back, which is why I also love this plant, and I'm so excited that it has bounced back. As you can see, it is a little bit of a dust collector, so that's something that you have to keep in mind to make sure that you keep the leaves wiped down. But other than that, it's just a really gorgeous plant. I do have a bigger version of it, and it is also putting out new growth. But like I said, this plant does need to be watered pretty frequently. If you don't water it, the new growth will dry up. I do have one that dried up in this section because I didn't catch the watering in time, but you can see overall the plant is still happy and healthy. And it does have a little bit of grace, I found, but it just has been doing so well for me. So that's the second plant. And I think I'm going to end up potting these two together just because I don't need to have two separate plants. But I think that would be really nice, to have a big pot of that plant. This is one of my smaller rubber trees that I have. This is my ruby. And as you can see, there are 3 plants in the pot. These are 3 separate rubber trees that I put together in the pot just so I can enjoy a much fuller rubber tree. This one's currently outside on my patio just enjoying the sun. It just cannot get enough sun. It has put out so many new leaves, and outside you can see that it's getting more of that ruby and the pink variation that we have come to know and love with the ruby. But I just love this plant. I am enjoying the fact that I have put 3 in the pot. I really like how full that looks. And I kind of want to do that to my other rubber trees. But this is just my ride or die plant. It doesn't give me a hard time. I just water it once it hits a 0 or 1, and it just does amazing. It takes care of itself, and that's another reason why I like it. Another plant or rubber tree that I like is also outside. I'll put a picture of this one in there, but it is my Taniki rubber tree. That is my ride or die plant. It has been doing so well. That one also has 2 plants in a pot, and it just looks amazing. I find that rubber trees really do look really good when they are nice and full. Instead of just having 1 stalk, I find that 2 or 3 stalks in a pot just makes your plant look so much fuller and happy and healthier. And so that's what I have been going for with my rubber trees. I'm not sure if I will get another one to go in the pot with my Taniki, but it is just the most beautiful plant that I've had in my collection. And then when it's outside and it's sitting against the backsplash of the building of my apartment complex, it just pops. It makes me so happy. Every time it puts out a new leaf, it's constantly putting out a new leaf. And I think that's one of my fastest growing plants actually, are my rubber trees. If that is, if you can believe that. So that's another one. And the last plant that has been just doing a fantastic job is my philodendron ring of fire. I will also put in a picture of this one just so you can see it, but that is a view of my philodendron ring of fire. This plant has just been giving me so much growth. It is just constantly growing all the time, just putting out new leaves. It's putting out all different shapes and sizes of the leaves, and I almost messed this plant up. This was the days when I used to, mist and spritz my plants or have them sitting close to humidifiers just to get them extra humidity, and that almost really completely damaged the plant. As if you can see this tinge here, this is a lot of leaf spot and rust, and that's what happened when the plant was sitting right next to the humidifier and when I was spritzing it. So this is why I no longer spritz my plants, because I find that when I get some of my plant leaves wet, they do not like it, especially if they're not able to dry in time. These are one of the plants that do not like to have water sitting on the leaves. Another kind of plant that doesn't like that are a lot of Calatheas as well as a lot of Anthuriums. So you really have to watch out for your plant leaves and making sure that they're drying. You have the circulation with your fans and things like that. But this is just a gorgeous plant. It's also always putting out new leaves, and I love seeing the variegation on this plant. You never get a leaf that is the same. It is just so beautiful. And just to have leaves that come in and have this like salmony orange color is just so beautiful and different from all the other plants in my collection. So, but we'll see. It's also growing at a certain angle, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna have to, what I'm gonna do with that. I might have to just sit it up a little bit, straighter so that it can grow straight up. But I will have to look into that. But as you can see, it is putting out a new growth here. Like I said, this plant is always putting out a new growth, and it just makes me so happy to see that it's happy. And I can't wait to see what it looks like. But that's my philodendron ring of fire. So yeah, those are some plants that are doing really well and have been doing really well for the month of June. I just wanted to go ahead and make this video, especially since I just decluttered my plants. And I showed a lot of plants that weren't doing well and were currently dying. So I wanted to go ahead and make this video for myself and for you guys, just to show you that all my plants are doing poorly. I do have a lot of plants that are doing very well. But like I said, all your plants won't be doing well all the time. And it's kind of an ebb and flow with, plant collecting. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys' what your plant favorites of the month are, and what plants aren't doing well for you. But as always, I just want to thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.